breaking news.
And we're back here live in Tampa, Florida. I'm Brooke Baldwin. You're watching CNN. Back to our breaking story here on the FBI reopening its investigation into Hillary Clinton's private email server. Let's go straight to one of the people who is running against Hillary Clinton. He is Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson. Gary, thank you so much for joining us again, Governor.
Brooke, I appreciate you having me on.
So, sir, I am sure you have been paying attention to this breaking story and the news from James Comey. Your reaction?
Well, obviously the FBI didn't do this lightly. There has to be something there, because you just don't do this 11 days before the election, knowing that you're not going to be able to conclude the investigation in 11 days. And then September, when they dropped the criminal investigation, I think they were making a statement then that, look, they did not want a potential president-elect to be under criminal investigation. But that's what's going to now be the case if she is elected. And she will control those jobs that controls how this issue moves forward, which points to a special prosecutor. Really, obviously, this is a mess. It's a mess. 4 more years of this.
So you say, Governor.
And I
Go ahead.
think that Trump is toast. So Hillary moving forward as president-elect, 4 years of this. I'm
Wait,
hoping
Governor,
I'm giving a...
why do you think, sorry, let me just jump in. Why do you think, I mean, Donald Trump has jumped on this. This is like an early election day gift for the Republicans. Why do you think Donald Trump is toast?
All the revelations about Donald Trump. I just, I think that people are not going to vote for Donald Trump. I've been saying, look, don't vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that there are a lot of issues regarding the things that she's openly talking about, growing government, raising taxes. I do think there are real issues with pay to play. These WikiLeaks saying one thing to one group and another saying one thing to Wall Street, another thing to Main Street. For me, both sides, it doesn't cut it, either side. I do think there's an honorable alternative. It happens to be me and Bill Weld, 2 former Republican governors that served in heavily Democrat states. Hey, maybe we will still occupy the White House. Maybe it's a possibility here. What do you think?
That's for you, Governor, to get to figure out. This is perhaps an opening for you to seize upon. How would you, if this were happening with you, with suddenly 11 days to go, the FBI reopening an investigation into your private email server, how would you handle this? We know Hillary Clinton at some point has to respond to it. How would you?
You know, Brooke, it wouldn't have gotten this far if what I had done, if I had made a mistake, I'd have been completely transparent regarding the mistake. And if it ended up to be, well, in this case, the conjecture is that it is criminal, I'd like to think I would have never engaged in anything criminal, never having engaged in anything criminal in my life. But that it gets to this point right now, there's really nothing she can do. There's just going to be conjecture over what it is the FBI has. They're not going to release what it is they have, and yet they have done this because there's something significant there, and if they don't do it, then they don't live up to their responsibilities in the jobs that they have. Talking about Comey and Loretta Lynch.
I do think we have to be careful in conjecture. We don't know if this is criminal. The previous investigation, the conclusion was not criminal. Again, we don't know yet. There's unfortunately so much, especially thinking of voters, that we don't know with 11 days to go. I mean, you mentioned WikiLeaks, Governor. You mentioned WikiLeaks. Let me ask you about, and the Democrats will say it's Russia who's been hacking the emails. But, some of this really the Clintons folks have not been disputing, and these blurred lines between the Clinton family, especially recently learning about the tens of millions Bill Clinton was receiving, all the while, they were raising money for the Clinton Foundation. If she were to win the White House, do you think the Clinton Foundation should be shut down?
Absolutely. I mean, it is a conflict of interest. It's pay to play. These speaking fees were being paid to Bill, and favors were being granted. Crony capitalism is when government picks winners and losers. I think what WikiLeaks shows is that the Clintons pick winners and losers. You can pay to win. And government doesn't need to be that way. That's the other thing I would like to stress. It doesn't have to be this way. Good government is easy, it's not hard, and it just really starts with honesty and transparency.
You mentioned a second ago that this could be an opening for you and for your ticket. I mean, you have had your own fair share of gaffes, Governor. You have been sinking in the polls. What could this mean for you?
Well, we'll see. Gaffes are one thing, integrity is another thing. The pitch we continue to make. You don't have to guess with regard to two former governors, myself and Bill Weld. We did serve 2 terms each in heavily Democrat states. We weren't wallflowers. We were fiscally conservative. We were socially inclusive. Let me just add to that, running for president. Look, we're really skeptics when it comes to military interventions, regime change, and we'd be the only free market candidates running for president. We're on the ballot in all 50 states.
Including right here in Florida, paving the way for someone to win the White House. Gary Johnson, Governor, thank you so much for jumping in and reacting to the breaking news. We really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you having me on, Brooke. Thank you.